Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to elenasbarre Low Impact Full Body Workouts. My name is Elena. I'm your fitness instructor. I'm today with our teachers community member, Eamma.
Hello.
Hi, Eamma. Good to see you. Yes, I'm so glad that we are doing these conversations and we are staying on track with them. Today, we are going to talk about common yoga misconceptions. Okay, and we will also dive in deeper into feminist propaganda. We will talk a little bit later about it. So let's begin with the common yoga misconceptions. Okay, but before we start, let me just say hi to our community members here. Hi, Counting Sheep. Yeah, good to see you guys. Hi, Paul. Also, yep, yeah. Stay with us, guys. It's going to be very interesting. We will try to be concise and stay on track. If you have questions and comments, remember to send them in. Share your experiences with us. This is what we're here for, okay? To exchange the information with each other. And if you're a fellow yoga instructor or a meditation instructor, also share your observations and your analysis. I'm sure that you've read quite a few books since you are teaching yoga, right? You know what is being taught to the students and how to approach yoga. There are so many yoga styles out there, and it's really, there is no wrong yoga style to
I
fit
correct you
people's.
there. Beer yoga.
What dear?
Beer yoga.
BR yoga.
Yeah, as in beer.
Beer yoga. Oh my gosh, like drinking beer.
Yeah.
Well, that
That's
one
the wrong
probably.
yoga.
Yeah, that one is not really good yoga, but technically there are so many yoga styles out there. If we are looking at it from the health and well-being standpoint, you can
Yes.
find a lot of styles and you can definitely try them out and see which one works for you best. Aside from the beer yoga, I was saying, yeah, don't do that one, okay? Do something healthy and something that involves physical practice. So here are a few misconceptions that I found on internet, and we are going to add to this list. The first one is that yoga is too hard, and it's hard to begin the yoga practice, especially if you haven't done anything before.
But then there's modification. I mean, yes, in a way, yoga is hard, but it builds you, and you're not going to turn yourself into a pretzel on the first go. It's I forgot. My brain has just emptied completely.
It's okay. It's Saturday, guys. It's Saturday. Okay, we had a very intense week.
This is morning for you, isn't it? It's early evening here.
Oh, okay, yeah. Evening in the UK. So,
But no,
yeah.
I mean, this is why there's modifications. So,
Mhm.
the postures that are more challenging can be simplified until, and with practice, your flexibility improves and your ability
Mhm.
to get into those. If you're got to, sit on your bum and with your legs out, you may not be able to reach your toes. So, though I'm actually sat here doing it. You may only be able to reach your knees. That's about the alignment with keeping your back straight. So,
Yeah. Keeping your back straight, and here we are. Watch your posture, guys, when you are sitting. I have a lot of people saying that, okay, they're working out, they are watching their posture because they are forced to, otherwise, the instructor is too strict. In my case, I'm always beating people up for their posture and alignment, especially after I completed my Pilates teacher training. Try to watch your posture when you are sitting, when you're walking, when you're doing the house chores, when you're doing other activities, not just fitness, not just at the gym, guys, because bad habits, you're slouching forward, and then for 1 hour you go to the gym, you exercise. It's not going to be enough to outbeat and remove that bad habit of slouching forward, okay? You still might have some heart issues. You are only going to use your lung capacity to maybe 30%, and your organs are going to be down because you are tucking your pelvis all the time. You are not engaging and activating your abdominals, and then when you are lifting the groceries, try to lift them, activating the abdominal wall like you are lifting the weights at the gym. Okay, so apply what you learn in fitness in your daily practice. This is why proper posture and alignment are key for our well-being and our daily activities also. Okay, here we have accountingship. Sorry, guys, we came to your comments a little late. Is
You
there
could
a
start one.
simple Scotch yoga? Oh, you might find one.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us if you find one. We don't recommend it. Yeah. So I definitely agree with Eamma. There are a lot of modifications in yoga, and in fact, one of the misconceptions here from the list is that yoga doesn't allow props and tools. This is so untrue. And then when you see yoga instructors on Instagram doing something crazy, this is another problem you should pay attention to, guys, because when you see yoga instructors just showing off what they're capable of. Okay, I can hold the plank with one hand and leave the other hand and maybe grab my leg behind, or doing something insane there, or maybe a handstand on
On your
one
huge
hand.
hands.
Yeah, on one hand, the other one is doing something else, and then they don't use any props. Okay, you see them just showing off so that you like what you see, so that you follow them. It doesn't necessarily mean that you will be able to do the same things.
A lot of time and a lot of work to get to that.
Yeah, but even then, look, even if you stay consistent, even if you stay committed, you have to be realistic. You have to watch your anatomy. Well, ideally, you will have the instructor to tell you, okay, maybe you won't be able to do one handstand on one arm, okay? And maybe you shouldn't with your body proportions, with your anatomy, with your physical capabilities.
Also, sorry, I interrupted you. With
Go
a
ahead.
photo is just a snapshot,
Uh-huh.
a split second, so you don't actually see how long they're holding these insane postures, or it's literally enough to get the photo. And
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just for the pictures. It's
yeah,
just for the likes, and you should apply objective criteria. Okay, you shouldn't fall for it, because if they can do it, it doesn't necessarily mean you can do it. And we've actually debunked this kind of message that yoga instructors are sending out to you. Oh, if I can do it, you can do it. Yeah, if a person has practiced yoga for over 20 years, has practiced other fitness activities, maybe he was a former gymnast, then yes, sure, he can do it. But if a person is obese and never has done any fitness activities, and now you're telling him, oh, look, I can do it, my mom can do it, you can do it, this is just such a lie. Okay. Or, okay, let's read here. They may have used their brain vibrations to alter the gravity before doing their handstands. Yes, actually, you will be maybe surprised. I don't know, Ship, maybe you won't be surprised. I've seen a lot of yoga instructors, they say, change your attitude. Change your attitude, which kind of implies that, okay, work on your vibrations, reset your brain into uh, you can do it, from oh I can't, it's so hard, into you can do it, you can do it. And this has two issues. Okay, well, first of all, physiologically you may not be able to do it yet. Okay, if you keep working, if you keep practicing, if you activate the muscles, and over time maybe you will be able to. And then the second one, it kind of brainwashes you. It gives you this idea of a shortcut. Okay, if somebody tells me that I can do it right away, I don't need to wait, I don't need to commit to the regular practice. You see the problem with this. And unfortunately, it's everywhere. I observe a lot of yoga instructors saying this to people. They are saying that, it's so easy. It's so easy. just, yeah, change your attitude, and then unbalancing poses will fly. I have been practicing yoga consistently for how many years since we completed the yoga TTCs? 2 years now, I think. How long have you known each other, Emma?
2020.
Yeah, like 3 years, right? 3 years almost.
Because
And
Yogami just celebrated its 3-year anniversary or 3-year birthday.
yeah. So I've been doing it for 3 years now consistently, and I'm struggling with some yoga poses. It's a process, guys, and you have to be patient with yourself. You have to be patient with your practice. You have to commit to it. There are no fast results,
But there is
but
also, I mean, some postures aren't achievable because of anatomy. So no matter how much you try, to
yeah,
do those and be told that you can do it, you may not be able to do it, and you'll
yeah.
do yourself a lot of damage trying.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I was taking the anatomy course, a separate course, and the teacher there was saying that your structure determines your function, and you always have to pay attention to how your skeleton is. You can't just do a middle split, for example, if there is an impingement of the bones in the hip, how it's located. So there will be certain things you won't be able to do, and you have to be realistic with that. Okay, it's not to say that you're a bad yogi for not doing those things, and then they are promoting, they are saying it that, oh, don't worry, you don't have to do these crazy yoga poses to be a proper yogi, but then they are advertising. They are contradicting what they are saying. Okay, and we've talked about it so many times here on this channel. You can go check other videos that we uh, did before with Emma, probably also with Piquet, with Melody, where we talked about how much contradiction is in the content from fitness instructors, especially from yoga teachers. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. You have to go to a studio to do yoga.
No, I'm always doing it in my front room or my bedroom.
Yep. In fact, Emma has just joined me for a Pilates class on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Did you? How was the class? Tell people.
Oh,
So,
I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, the only places on my body that are aching at the moment are my like the side of my hips and my shoulder, but
uh-huh.
that's a whole thing. Thank you for remembering my shoulder actually on
Yeah, well,
Thursday.
it's nice. This is one of the reasons. If you give me your feedback, I'll try to implement it into your practice. And we've done so many classes with Eamma. She was running Kundalini Kriyas class that you can check on elenasbarre Patreon. I moved it there. I moved some of the like specialized classes that are intense or specific to clean the chakras or something to dive in deeper into Elena's by
No, you're a
Patreon.
fantastic teacher, and I mean it felt like you could see me at points. I know you cannot see me through my TV, but I there was one moment where I was finding it a bit much, so slacked, and you looked straight at the camera or at me, it felt. And we're like, I know this is really difficult, but keep going, you're doing great. And it really felt like you're in my front room with me. And
Oh,
you're
nice.
a really
Thank you.
good teacher, to make your person that's watching you feel like that.
Oh,
So,
thank you, dear, so much. I wish more people gave me constructive feedback. I really appreciate your feedback, guys. Remember to always write your comments
that's quite the skill to
under the class. Yes, how was the class for you? I'm so glad if you just share with me, I could do this, or I couldn't do that, or this one I didn't really understand, because this kind of feedback It helps me to create better classes for you so that you can follow them and you can see the improvement. And if you stay consistent with the practice, I know that Eamma will be joining us for Pilates classes, but I also teach different yoga styles. And bar workout, a crazy bar workout on Tuesday. It's a mini class, okay? It's only 20, maybe 30 minutes because honestly, it's very hard to teach an intense bar class for 1 hour. And yeah, I kind of stopped doing it after I got certified with bar teacher training, after I updated my training. I had to do another program, bar for special populations, to extend my certification. And yeah, I reduced the time of the class because I know that for 1 hour on YouTube, nobody is going to watch that class. It's intense cardio workout, and then you're working the muscles, but it really helps you to tone up your body. And you only need like 20, 25, maybe 30 minutes a day. So if you like bar classes, you can check a lot of bar classes here on this YouTube channel. And you can also sign up for elenasbarre cross training fitness program that I'm promoting here on elenasbarre Patreon. Okay, the links are in the description box. Yeah, stay consistent, guys. Stay consistent. Consistency is key. The more you practice, the more it becomes your second nature, and you can do more things. And all of these activities, different yoga styles, bar, Pilates, all of them contribute to each other. And then if you exercise for a long period of time, you will be able eventually to get into the yoga poses. Maybe not all of them, okay? It depends on your anatomy, as Eamma mentioned before, but definitely some of them. Maybe you will use the props to help you. And I don't really like the word props. I prefer the word tools, fitness tools,
Or
because they
aids.
um
Or aids.
or aids, yeah,
Yeah.
because they are really helping you to do the job,
Yeah.
to move around and accommodate your practice to your needs and to your physical capabilities.
I used to be guilty of my own misconception with regards to props and tools. I used to think they were just for like beginners.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't till like my practice deepened that actually I realized how brilliant they are, and actually how they can
Mm-hmm.
really help you. And that, that's literally the meaning of the word aid, isn't it? Help.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
I also use a lot of tools. I even bought a shelf, a rack, a tool rack for specifically for fitness gear, and I have a lot. I even have more gear in the closet. I don't always use it. I just pile up on it. I buy it if I see affordable stuff on grocery outlet or elsewhere. I just buy it, whether I'll use it or not, because sometimes people have like different questions. They ask me different things, and then I'm like, okay, how can we alleviate the back pain, the upper back pain, for example? And then there are these like massage balls or something else that you can use to help yourself. Because look, going to a massage therapist. It's a nice thing to do, but not everybody can afford it. And if you want results, you need to be consistent with it. So you have to run at least a few sessions. I have been attempting to complete two, well, actually a couple, maybe more than two courses online on Udemy for massage therapy. And I did the face lifting course,
Yep.
which is interesting, using guasa actually, but I'm not going to teach you guasa. It's like in the bathroom, okay?
I've got ice globes. I
Yeah.
use those.
Yeah. I'm sure that you could probably use like stones, but even then, like they are on the floor, and then you are going to use them on your face, like in case of the yoga class. So it's not
You
going
could
to be.
boil them or something first.
Yeah, appropriate. So maybe you can do something with your hands on your face. This is something I could teach, and I usually teach it at the beginning before we touch the floor, because I don't want like, okay, I touch the floor even though I know my mat is clean,
Yeah.
but still, like my feet, like I don't want to touch my face, or even do the alternative nostril breathing in the yoga class, especially when you're teaching at the gym. This could be a question to fitness instructors, to yoga teachers out there. Usually, uh, in the 8 limbs of yoga, right, we have to go through the first stages to get to the last ones, and then we have yamas, niyamas, asana, pranayama. So technically, breath work goes after physical practice.
Yeah.
Right, but in a lot of breath exercises, you have to touch your face, like Brahmari pranayama, like this
Oh, yeah.
one, and then like alternative nostril breathing. I feel like I don't want to touch my face after I touch the floor. Okay, but that's just my personal preference. Especially if you're teaching this class at the gym, people will be like, "What?" If you can ask them, go wash your hands before the practice, so that we can do some breathing exercises. But you will have to switch the breathing exercising, put it before the physical practice, so that you can do the planks and other things on the floor, and people don't have to worry that, oh, I carry all of the bugs from the floor, especially at the gym. The floors, who knows how often they wash them, right? I'm not.
Sweaty bodies.
Yeah, but it's like people, yeah, the mats, even though you sanitize them, still, I'm a little concerned there. So, and it's okay to kind of play around and switch these limbs when it it's necessary. The goal is to do all of those things before you get to meditation, before you get to concentration, okay, and before you get to samadhi, because a lot of yoga schools right now are teaching the spirituality aspect of yoga, and they're very confusing. I usually don't teach that part, and I just don't see benefit in it, how it helps people. It kind of misleads them in a way that, oh, you can just disconnect yourself from reality, see how cool it is, you're playing with energies, and just focus on the seventh limb of yoga, the meditation, right?
The
Go
only,
straight for the meditation.
the only kind of religious aspect I think I would teach is like if it had a connotation with a posture, say Hanumanasana, which is the splits
Mm-hmm.
that way. And I mean it's named after the god Hanuman. There was a big battle going on, and somebody I can't remember who it was, but got injured, and they needed a herb.
Mm-hmm.
So he leapt across the mountains, and as he did it, he did that posture. So that's why it's named after him. So I would mention, I would say that while we're doing it, just as a point of interest, or but not to be forcing religion or
Well,
Hinduism.
but even then, you have to be careful, because some people are there just for the physical practice.
Yeah,
They don't want to
judge your
get
audience, I
introduced
suppose,
to
isn't it?
gods. I actually don't mention any gods. It's not that I don't know them, but over time, I've noticed, as I was teaching, I always try to focus on the anatomy aspect. There is so much about our posture, how to do it right, and bring awareness and attention to people's body, and like connect the mind with the breath work while you're doing it, while you stay focused, without mentioning words, because I feel like it sort of imposes on people's belief system, especially if they don't agree, if they believe in one god, and then here you are promoting like multiple gods. It can be a tricky one, so you might just get some feedback from people saying that, oh, I don't want to do yoga because it promotes this multiple gods,
Yeah.
right? And
I'm a long way off teaching the splits anyway.
yeah, I mean, you just have to be kind of mindful. So, especially if you're teaching for a group of people out there, you don't know their background, you don't know. Uh, I personally have no problem with it. I can kind of isolate, but a lot of people take it personally, and then they refuse completely the yoga practice because of that religious aspect. And they believe that also when you say like om and mantras, I actually don't mind saying om and mantras. You've probably noticed me when I teach a class, I sing mantras, because Sanskrit language, guys, I have been talking about it before. It actually helps to focus on your practice, and you don't have to believe it. You just listen to the vibration of the Sanskrit language, and it helps you to relax. Okay, it helps you to focus. But again, a lot I know it because I was told by a few relatives and a couple of friends telling me that, look, if you skipped mantras, if you just focused on fitness practice without like without even doing like this, and I'm so used to doing it because it was in the teacher training,
Yeah.
because like this is yoga. I mean, like these mudras, they have a meaning, right? They have a purpose there, so you can't like completely cut it out, because yoga is a union of your body, your mind, and your soul, putting everything in one. And these hand gestures, even though you don't believe in it, they help you to actually focus. You don't have to be like super, oh, you're a Patanjali, oh, yeah, like you don't have to do this, right? But at the same time, you're doing it to connect your body, your mind, and your soul together. And a lot of people are having trouble with that.
I mean, even in Kundalini, like with certain postures and pressure points, on your body and stuff, it's all activating meridians within your body. But that's a whole nother conversation. And
Yeah,
sort of, yeah,
it's
it's
actually, I would say that it's not the imposition on religion, but people could take it that way, and you should be okay with that. So no, not everyone is going to enjoy your class. Not everyone is going to get benefits from the class, and it's okay. I usually, when I'm at the gym, I skip this part. I mean, I will still do it like at the end, and maybe also at the beginning, just to
but it
like
opens by doing an opening and closing
yeah.
mantra. It's opening that space.
Yes.
This is your allocated yoga time starts now, and this is when it
Yeah,
ends.
yeah, it's just for that. And we usually do Om and Namaste, but I don't sing mantras for them because at the gym it can be too loud, and I usually have soft music going on there because other people outside of the room, they can make a lot of noise. So it's very hard to be completely quiet and silent during that practice. This is why I choose gentle music there, and not sing any mantras because it's like too much. Okay, here there are the songs, and here let's sing in Sanskrit something, right? Yeah, but when I'm teaching online for my YouTubers and for my subscribers, I I do sing mantras. They help me personally to stay focused. And as I keep saying, it has nothing to do with religion. I don't actually believe in all of this stuff. It's when I see the push for it, like people go too much into the gods, and like I find it interesting. It's quite like it could be educational, but guys, you kind of have to open your mind to accept certain information, and then take the benefits from that information that can help you, and then disregard what doesn't serve you. Look, I'm not going to be a religious person out there. This is why I can listen to it. I can still take the fitness practice, the fitness aspect of the yoga, even if you have a super religious yoga teacher out there. Of course, if they are over the board, if they are too much, then yeah, maybe you should change a yoga teacher, right? But if they are decent in other aspects of yoga, like asana, pranayama, they are knowledgeable, then uh, use that resource, take what you can take from these teachers, and then maybe find another teacher. It's always good to have some variety, so that you can practice multiple styles. They are beneficial for different purposes, different reasons, but don't limit yourself just because, oh, she said om and namaste. She is a religious teacher out there promoting Hinduism here. And I'm a Christian, I can't do it.
Well,
It's like,
this brings me to one of my misconceptions that I found, that people believe it's a religious practice.
yeah,
And I mean, it's not at all. It's about your body's health, and
it,
well-being. So yeah, literally anybody, color, creed, age, sex, whatever, can do yoga.
yeah.
I even had I'm looking after a dog occasionally, and she was doing Pilates with me.
Mm.
When we did like the down dog, she actually put her front half down.
Oh my gosh, this is so hilarious. And you see, you are doing it, and then the dog is repeating and doing it. Indio loves Pilates practice. He was all over me. You saw it, right?
Yeah,
Last time we did the class, he has become very active, guys. This is this is the creature that never misses a single class. Well, except for Bar, it's a little too fast, a little too much for him. But yoga styles, all of them that I'm teaching here on YouTube, and then also Pilates. Oh, he is all over himself. So, yeah, come join us. We have a lot of fun, and try to show up on time at 7:15. I give you a few minutes. Maybe we will start a class at 7:20, 7:25 ish, so that you can write your comments down. You can tell me how you're feeling, how you're doing,
yeah,
and then you can have some time to prepare the tools that we might need, or that you might need. I may not need to use those tools, but everyone is different, and you need to accommodate your needs using those tools. Yeah. So you don't have to go to the studio to practice yoga, guys. There are plenty of options online. You only need some space at home, maybe a yoga mat. I recommend yoga blocks and a yoga strap to begin with, just to be safe. Okay. And then you can add other tools to yoga. You can add weights if you want. You can add resistance bands. I usually don't use them for yoga purposes, but you can if it's the only fitness format that you are practicing. It's actually good to add variety to it, so that you don't always work on the same body parts. You um, activating your cardio. You are varying the speed of the workout, to get into different aspects of your body. So I highly recommend you to get some light hand weights, just so that you can build up the muscles. Okay. And cross train, it will help you so much with arm balancing, with different yoga poses. And it will be good for your mobility, flexibility. It will be good for your brain, because you will be doing different activities, and each activity requires its reset of the brain, uploading the information here. And then, like, belly dancing is a lot of work in terms of body mind connection. It's not actually super physically intense, such as bar, for example. You're not like sweating, or it's not a super high intensity, high impact activity. um,
looks good fun though.
It looks good, but it also feels good. It also feels good because you are isolating different body parts. You are doing a different kind of work
I
that you
caught
typically don't do.
I caught one of your shorts, I think it was, or on a story, and when you were isolating on on your abdomen, and I am so I've been like trying that. It's actually quite hard.
It is hard, yes,
A lot
but
of
you'll get there.
concentration.
With practice, guys, and consistency, you'll get there. I'm still working on a lot of belly dancing sequences, and there are certain movements that I'm definitely struggling, such as flutter. It's like when you are doing with the diaphragm, you are kind of popping in and out, that one is challenging for me. And I've been practicing belly dancing since I was in Spain in
Wow.
2014, I should say, maybe 2015. For a few months, I took a deep dive course with Dvora Korek. And then I moved here. I kind of forgot about it. And then I came back to it slowly. Um, yeah, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of practice. It's a different kind of work. It's more like body mind connection. It's concentration of your brain, effectively. So you are sending a signal from your brain to your body to move in a certain way. And sometimes your brain understands what you need to do, but your body is like, I don't get it. Because the muscle memory that needs to do that is not there. And this is why we are working on it.
Well, it's making new
As
connections. Neuroplasticity is never a bad thing.
Yeah, yeah, it's all of these neural pathways that are flowing, and you are working hard in a belly dancing class.
It sounds like your brain's getting a workout as much as your body. So
Oh yeah, you will be exhausted after belly dancing practice, and you will feel good because these are the tiny little muscles that usually don't get a lot of work. Because when you are doing even Pilates, right, we do a lot of ab work there. In yoga class, we are more in the flow of the class rather than like isolating specific muscles and getting deep into them. Belly dancing specifically focuses on the posture, right? You have to stand up nicely, and if you stay consistent with this practice, it will actually improve your posture, how you're walking, how you present yourself. It will connect even more with their feminine side,
yeah,
it just feels different, and I highly recommend you to try it out. Men can do belly dancing too. I've seen men, in fact we have men joining us at the gym for belly dancing practice because they find it interesting how tiny little movements, how much work they require, and how much control of the muscle
yeah.
is going into the movement, and they really enjoy it. they
Brilliant.
they are like, wow, I feel my abdominals on a different level now because I can isolate. I've never done it before because usually with the strength training, especially for men, they are focusing on like building the body, like the muscles here and there. And it might be good for some purposes out there. Men need to be stronger than women to pick up the things, right, to fix the things, but they also need to remember the flexibility aspect of it and the mobility. And we started seeing more men joining us for yoga practices at the gym, which is a good thing because it just helps them to be more flexible. And guys, if you don't work on flexibility, it won't come to you. You really have to infuse it into your regular fitness practice. Ideally, you will have a class that is balanced, that gives you some strength training, mobility, flexibility, and you stretch also. Because if you just build strengths, it's not going to be enough. Okay, you will feel stiff, and then over time, people have a tendency to lose flexibility over time, if even if they don't do anything. This is just how it works. And if you start working on flexibility, the good thing about it is that uh, you can be more flexible than ever before. You can work yourself into doing splits, into doing wheel poses, and over time, if you are consistent with it, um, it will help you with your digestion also. It will help you to alleviate pain and soreness in your body from intense workouts. Yeah, flexibility is huge. It's important to work on it.
Well, you've just mentioned two of the misconceptions that I had written down. Men don't do yoga.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was started by men, wasn't it? And and it was
Mm-hmm.
spread by the gurus and stuff, all men. And also that you need a flexible body, because that's
Yeah.
the first thing I hear when I say to people that I'm a yoga teacher. They straight away, oh well, I'm not very flexible, and it's like you don't need to be.
Yeah, you don't need to be. The purpose of yoga is to help you
Yeah,
become more flexible. This is why it's such a good practice. It's a very good practice. And as I've mentioned before, there are so many yoga styles out there that you can try. I personally find yin yoga probably the hardest yoga style to teach and to practice, because you have to sit and hold poses for such a long time.
I can safely say that I will never teach yin.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done it with PK and with you.
Hmm.
It's not my bag at
It's
all.
not, and it's okay, not everybody is a yin
Yeah,
teacher. Some people have the voice. Pikia, for example, he is a very good yin yoga teacher.
and he loves it, and
And
that his teaching style screams that he loves it.
yeah, yeah. So, some people are just good yin teachers out there. I'm not, I don't consider myself a good yin teacher. It's not to say that I don't know how to teach it. I probably, I probably can, but I'm going to add a little bit of movement to it just to ease people into it, because if they are starting out, yin is probably the most challenging yoga style out there that you're going to find, just because you have to sit still and quietly and hold the poses for a few minutes, and it can be very challenging.
I think I mean, I think this is why I like Kundalini so much, because it's so dynamic and pushes
Mm-hmm.
me. And that's the type of person that I am in real life.
Yeah.
Um, ADHD, it's and yeah, I mean, sitting still for
I
for
know, it's like
a minute is hard for me. So
I can't do it. I have a brain. I talk fast. I tend to talk fast. I need to slow myself down so that I don't run myself out of breath. It happened to me a few times during the live streams. Then what else? Oh, I play the piano fast every time. Like I just can't do it slowly.
I was
Like every
watching
time
your
I slow
stream
down.
last week, and at one point, one of those things, your fingers were just insane
I
with your
know, I
thumbs.
know. Like I think it has something to do with how you think, right? If you think fast, then you will
Yeah.
want to do things fast. And I actually am struggling with slowing down, especially when I'm playing the piano and I need to work on certain passages and pieces. Yes, I will do them slowly, but if I start to play a song slowly, I can't keep the slow rhythm till the end of the song, because it's just like, oh my god, it's like, oh, I can't. Like my brain is just firing all sorts of neurons in there, and like I need to speed up, okay?
You were playing
For me.
you played one of my favorite pieces last Sunday as well, Shostakovich.
Ah,
Yeah,
Shostakovich, okay.
yeah, I love that piece of music.
I will try to work on it and play it. I'll try to record it separately eventually. I haven't had a chance to play the piano this week too much, so I'll probably mess it up. I'll try to work on it today so that I can play more of it tomorrow. It's such a beautiful waltz. I agree with you. But again, if I'm sight reading, okay. If I'm just learning the piece, I can do it slowly. But then once it's in my hands, like boom, the speed has to come in, because otherwise it's like, what am I doing here? What am I doing? Like my brain is just can't handle it. And then you can see, even when I'm teaching yoga, it's not like super fast. I like my time, and sometimes I like to stay in the poses, but uh, I'm struggling teaching yin, just so that you guys know. So maybe you'll find a couple of yin classes, and once I get into it,
Yeah.
into the vibes, let's say, I can probably do it. Change my vibrations a little bit, right? But for the most part, yeah, it just doesn't resonate with me. I love taking yin classes. They are very good. If you are taking them with a good yoga teacher who doesn't sit in the poses for too long, there should be like the optimal time that is like not too short, not too long.
Yeah.
And that kind of middle ground is very hard to find, the teacher who wouldn't overdo it, because I also see some people are saying that, oh, the yin is just so hard. You just stay in the poses for too long, and they mentally can't do it. They physically maybe are struggling, they can't do it
It's
because,
also working on a different part of your body, though. It's working more on the fascia, isn't it, and the connective tissues,
yeah, yeah,
rather than the muscle groups and things. So that might, I know that's why I find it challenging, because it's because of my fibromyalgia.
yeah.
With fibro, your central nervous system doesn't communicate the way it should with your brain.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, yin works with the central nervous system. Well, other yogas do as well, but yin especially. And I think because we're holding those postures so much, my body, I just find it really painful.
Yeah,
Um, so,
yeah. Yin can be definitely a challenge
yeah,
for
I've just
both
made it
teachers.
sound excruciating. I haven't. It's just more discomfort than actual
Yeah, yeah.
screaming pain. Sorry, just for your viewers to not put them off completely.
Yeah, and yeah, for me, the main challenge is that if I'm struggling sitting in the pose, I don't want to be in that pose for too long.
Yeah,
It's not to say that I can't do it at all. I just need the perfect time that is not too long, not too short. Okay. That
yeah.
a time that will work for me. And a lot of teachers are over-sitting in those poses, and I'm like, I just can't do it. It's like, so I gently start moving around, like doing other things, because in the end, guys, even if you are not super lucky with the teacher, you can always adjust the practice to your needs.
Yeah.
Okay, if you feel like you need to move because it's cramping, because it's becoming numb, and you are not feeling great there, feel free to move. Feel free to move. It will only improve your practice, because you are going there for your practice. Okay, the teacher is there just to guide you through it, but then you always add what you want to the
Well,
practice.
that's something a lot of teachers don't um, bring across, that it's your practice. I
Mm-hmm.
for years I did yoga, and I might be in a posture and sort of hurting a bit and thinking, oh God, how much longer? And I mean, I know we all feel like
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes, but I didn't realize back then that it was okay to come out of those postures. You
Oh
don't
yeah.
have to hold them for as long as the teacher is telling you. And that's okay if you can't.
Yeah, and if he or she is a good teacher, she will spot on you. And if what I usually try to do is like, okay, let's say we are holding a pose for a while, like we are stretching the hamstrings, and then I see people start slowly, gently coming out of it, and or they are already like if you're doing some weights and something crazy, right? And I see that people are kind of like, oh, like giving up. I'm like, okay, one more, and then we are done, because I already see that they are pushing through their limit. And I don't want to force them too much so that they become completely wasted after the class. I still want them to feel a little bit energized. So it's better not to overdo it, rather than, sorry, it's better to do less than overdo it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why when I teach, that's one thing I do emphasize. It's your practice. There's no right or
Mm-hmm.
wrong. And also when I teach Kundalini, I'll tell you, well, I know that it's just should be a fairly standard thing with it. That, if you're doing an exercise for 2 minutes, if it's not a particularly pleasant exercise, it can feel like 20 minutes.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's the way I'd say to you, you're halfway through, you're nearly there, you've got 30 seconds left,
Yeah, yeah, that was so helpful when you did the Kundalini for us. And like, how many more?
when when you're not enjoying something, um, it can feel like forever.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So that is, it helps the person, to I find it helps me as well, to know that I've only got 30 seconds left. My arm's about to drop off, but I can do it.
yeah. Yeah, this is why I always keep saying to people, adjust the practice. If you need to come out of the poses, feel free to do so and do something else instead. Even if you see me doing something crazy, you can always work on your abdominals. You can always do some stretches, guys. Move your body, get into it, because then it will help you um, to build more strength, mobility, flexibility over time. Experiment with it, especially if you're cross training. You can maybe do some Pilates exercises while we are doing arm balancing poses, and see how that feels. And maybe next time you will be able to do what I'm doing, right? So yeah. What else? We kind of covered it. Yoga can be taught by anyone. No, that's not true. You need to know anatomy. You need to know, in order to teach a class. Okay, okay. If the goal is just to chase clout and get the likes and show off your body, and this is the problem I see we have today, especially on social media, on YouTube. Women just show off what they are capable of. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are good teachers.
Yeah.
And it's something, guys, you should pay attention to, because if they can't lead you, I don't care. Honestly, I don't care what you are capable of. Yeah, it looks cool. Okay. But if you can't lead people safely into getting into that pose, over time, and it only shows over time. You can't put a reel on it, or a video short, and say, here, I can lead you through it. um, no, it has to be hard work that people don't really want to do.
Yeah.
They would much rather show what they're capable of, and then get some likes, get more money, more clout, but it doesn't show to me anything.
Yeah, it doesn't show all the. You do see some content creators show the, like, if they're working on headstands or handstands, you'll show them. They'll show you from like day one and their progression, and of them falling over loads of times, and how much work
Yeah,
and practice has had to go into getting that posture. That's the real way to show off. I've got more
yeah.
respect for people that have put all of that work in and all of that
Hmm.
effort. I know myself with some of the postures I've worked on, that it's taken a good couple of weeks before I can get into those
Yeah,
things.
if they show you the progression, that's okay.
Yeah.
But because of the format and how people perceive it, it's still going to be like, oh, they did it maybe in a day or so, because they don't specify how long it took them to get there.
Oh, none of the
There.
ones I've seen like that have shown the progression. It's been, a good couple months or whatever to,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, they've been good ones rather than yeah.
Yeah, if they are showing you little progress by progress every day for a few months or even for a year, just to give you the idea of
Yeah.
how long it can take you to get there. And just because they got there doesn't necessarily mean you will get there as fast as they got into that pose,
Because,
because
like you say, everyone wants everything instantly, don't they?
yeah,
They, if you're told that it's probably going to be 6 months before you're in, the splits or something, then, it's whether you want to put that work in, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. I This is why you don't see me flashing. I can put like because people like what they see, I guess, with the poses. They see an impressive pose and then they click on it. But I always say join us for more workouts, because you are not going to be able to do it right away, but then if I say that, like, nobody's going to click on my post. So it's like, yes, to some extent I have to play alone
But if they're
with what
dedicated, they will.
everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
But you have to be careful how you present the information to people, because even um, if you just show to them a crazy pose, let's say, people will not commit to the regular workouts, you know. So I always say, if I am showing myself, I always invite people join us for regular workouts. I'm not just, oh, this pose is about this god, or this pose is so good for your mobility, flexibility, and la, la, la. And then they list the things, like what kind of muscles you are working while you're in this pose. It's like, why do you show it to me now if I'm fat, let's say, and I have never exercised before? Like, why does it matter to these people? They
Yeah.
are not going to get inspired to activate their hamstrings or their glutes. You They are doing it just to show themselves off, Eamma,
Oh yeah.
you know.
I
And
it gets me with the whole, is it necessary to be doing these crazy poses in a thong bikini?
yeah.
That and you see people in the comments, you might have one brave person, in amongst all the people that go, yay, look at you.
Mm-hmm,
You
mm-hmm.
might get one person that says, that's not really very yogic, is it? Put some more clothes on. Or, they might put it a bit more polite than I have, and they just
Yeah.
get shot down.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Yeah, this is why you see all the simp army of girls and guys out there uh, giving these women what they want, and effectively what they want is more attention for themselves. They don't actually want constructive feedback. They don't want you guys to improve and to work on yourself. They don't want you to commit to your fitness practice. They don't want you to be healthier and stronger. They just want you to gaze and like, oh, so cool. Here you go. Here are some likes for you here.
yeah, chasing that dopamine hit.
Yeah. And it's frustrating. This
Because
is actually, yeah. Okay, go on.
I'm
Hmm.
impressed enough with them doing crazy poses. They don't need to be nearly naked to show me that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'll still work on my own practice and what my body's capable of.
Yeah. And honestly, you don't, if people don't join you for the practice, what's the point of showing off your uh, poses and your practice to them?
Yeah.
If they don't pay even the minimum effort that is necessary to establish a healthy habit, to get stronger and healthier. If they don't show up for the classes, why should I expose myself? Why should I share like? It's even hard to look. A proper yoga practice takes 40 minutes, maybe 1 hour. It depends on the length of the class, the purpose of the class, right? It's very hard to put it in a short. And why would you do that? Why would you want to do it to a yoga class? It just disincentivizes people to actually invest into something, to commit to something. And we see this problem not just in fitness, how people treat fitness, or just, oh, this girl looks cute in the bikini, so let's give her likes. And it's so over sexualized. It also translates to other aspects in our life. People don't commit to long-term relationships. People don't commit to their jobs. People don't enjoy the process, the actual hard work. They want fast results, the snippets of the information, TLDR, too long, didn't read. They just want the quick fixes, the quick solutions. They don't want to invest into it, and then they expect fast results. They expect the goals to be achieved to bring them happiness.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the misconceptions I've got written down, actually, that yoga takes a lot of time. I mean, even like the very bare minimum, like 10, 15 minutes is beneficial, but it's more about consistency. If you're doing, I mean, even I'm guilty of doing like a 15, 20-minute workout, if I'm short on time, if I've got a busy day. But it's more about consistency, that you're practicing every day, or, as much as you're more than once a week anyway. And that's where it's going to pay off. So actually, if you can't afford yourself 10, 15 minutes a day, then you're not going to get anywhere, are you?
Yeah.
You've got to put the work in.
Yeah, but this is not what they see.
No.
TLDR, too long didn't read, is big, and it's everywhere. It's everywhere. They just want what they see. They think that it's fast, it's instant, like that. Just by watching that girl, they can, oh, I'm already feeling stronger. No, it's not how it works, guys.
No.
Yeah. Well, we talked about props. I would rephrase them into tools and aids and use them. They could be blocks, they could be blankets, bolsters, straps, walls, chairs, anything that contributes to your practice. It could be maybe a pillow. Yeah, it could be a yoga bench. And then I have here, some yoga poses are better than others.
They all have their individual benefits. So,
Yeah.
no, that's not right.
It's not right. I agree with you. And you have to set realistic expectations for yourself, for your practice, and for your fitness instructor. It depends on your fitness background, as we've talked to Eamma before. It depends on if you practiced gymnastics, or if you have some fitness background, you might be able to get into the poses faster than some individuals who have never done anything. So yeah, it's dependent on your fitness practice, your attitude, your commitment, your consistency, on a lot of factors. And then we've covered you already need to be flexible. That's one I have here, but we talked about it already. This one, Eamma, you're going to love it. You need to be thin to do yoga.
I did see that one when I was researching, but yeah, I didn't write it down. But yeah, there's some, I don't follow her, but I do see her on the Discover page on Instagram. There's a fat yogi, and I think that is what she's called or something. But I mean, she's
Uh-huh.
a larger lady, and I've watched some of her videos, and Jesus,
It's scary.
it's amazing just how much she can do, and you're like, I can't do that. Like,
Yeah, I think I saw a couple of girls who are like really big,
yeah,
and there were some girls who were even like obese, and they are doing yoga,
yeah,
and it just looked so scary just for their joints. Okay, guys, from the fitness standpoint, if we look at diet, and they might have some
medical condition.
chronicle or medical issue there, okay, uh, just putting a disclaimer here, but from the fitness health standpoint, when you are putting so much load on your joints in terms of the body mass, and then you are attempting to do the crazy yoga poses, I don't know how it will impact your life later on and the health and well-being of your joints.
I mean, you
I'm
never
not.
know, the yoga might be helping the bone density and things like that.
It might, but it's still like in when you look at it from the proportional viewpoint, like in comparison, okay, yeah, it definitely helps. Okay, putting the load on the bones definitely helps, but my question is, she has to carry so much body mass with her joints, and then she's stressing. It's better than to do nothing, don't get me wrong. But my question is, how will your body mass impact the well-being of your joints in a couple of decades, for example, when like she puts too much stress on your poor joints with the body mass. This is why when you are fat, it's just not healthy. It's not healthy for so many reasons, for your cholesterol level, for your heart condition. Yes, for your sugar, blood sugar level, right? There will be certain um, health issues that she might experience later on. So, yeah, you can see some fat chicks out there practicing yoga. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good thing. Maybe they should work on something that would help them lose weight first, and then practice yoga. So my question to medical professionals, if anybody is a doctor out there, please tell us, how would this high body mass index impact the well-being of the joints of people who are doing the high intensity, high impact, or even like putting too much load on the bones and on the joints. How would that
I'd be quite
impact?
interested to know that, actually.
Ah,
I'd be quite interested in that.
to know,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, if you know the answer to that question, please let us know in the comments, or you can always reach out, send an email to elenasbarre@gmail.com, and I'll do my best to share this information with the viewers and uh, with people. Or if you'd like to collaborate, I would love to invite a medical professional here so that we could ask you questions. Yeah, cool. Okay, let's move on. Yoga is only for women. There was this misconception, and historically, as Eamma mentioned earlier today, no, this is so wrong. Yoga initially was practiced by men, and then when it got westernized and spread out here, it got its popularity in the 1970s, when it really
yeah.
spread out in the West. This is approximately when the sexual revolution began somewhere from 1960s, 1970s, remember? And then boom, we have the big yoga exposure here. A lot of women got into it because maybe they presented something that resonated with the belief system of women. So now we see the shift in yoga into spirituality, affirmations, and talking about the good stuff that brings joy and happiness to women. So I wonder, I'm curious. Yeah, the timing is just oddly convenient, like right after the sexual revolution, the yoga boom here in the Western societies.
It was
Uh,
straight out of the 60s with the free love and everything. So
yeah, yeah, maybe it had something to do. And then the traditional yoga, the way that men practice it, it's totally different practice than what we see today women do. And now into this female environment yoga we try to bring men in, and we see actually some men buying into this kind of spirituality aspect of yoga, the religiosity of yoga. And it's just interesting to see that a lot of men started doing the yoga teacher training, and they are talking about like spirituality and stuff. I'm like, this is just so ooh, la land, la la land for women. And then men are maybe they are trying to make sense out of what women have done to yoga to some extent. But in my experience, I've seen male yoga instructors, they tend to behave like women. You know, like they tend to think like emotions first. They tend to think um, like irrational, you know? And I wonder, is it because they are buying into what women are trying to bring them into? Join yoga, join us, right? um yeah, it's a tricky question, guys. Let us know what you think. It has been my experience. I've been watching human behavior, and I've seen men, obviously not all men behave that way. Some men just to this is another reason why not to dive into religiosity and spirituality when you're teaching a yoga class, because if you want to welcome men, cut that bullshit out. Okay, cut it out, so that men come join it for the physical practice. Men get the benefit from it, uniting the breath work with the movement and stretching, because everybody can benefit from stretching and flexibility exercises. But yeah, I still see a lot of yoga instructors are like, spirituality, and men are like, oh yeah, it's spirituality, yeah.
I've only had one man yoga teacher. No, and he's a softer guy, but he's not. I wouldn't say he's like a woman. He's a man's man, but yeah, he's a softer man. He's a very
Yeah,
gentle man, if that makes sense.
yeah. And you kind of have to be careful and like watch the behavior of these guys. And mm, yeah, I would just stay away from the spirituality aspect of it. It's so individual. I just can't. I feel uncomfortable imposing people to my views and how I view things. It's just a personal choice. It's a personal preference. Nobody should tell you how you should feel on what you should do in your life. Oh, there are objective facts out there that if you ignore them, yeah, you're going to be screwed. If you um, uh, don't see them for what they are, if you delude yourself, yeah, sure. But on a broader spectrum, I believe that nobody should tell you how you should feel about certain things. You should be able to come to the conclusion by yourself. by activating not just your amygdala part of the brain that relies on your emotions,
Yeah.
but also neocortex brain function. And unfortunately, I have been trying to um, inspire people to think more rationally and critically. But how would you package it up with yoga? How would you run a rational yoga meditation, for example? Because people, it's like you are not allowed to kind of fall asleep and isolate yourself from reality, because if we go back to yamas and niyamas, the observances of your behavior in a community, how your actions will impact the community and other people out there, this fact is completely ignored now, and people diving deeper into the niyamas, the self knowledge, the understanding of oneself, and they completely ignore the surrounding facts. And then they are so concerned about happiness that they just want the shortcut. They go for the seventh limb of yoga, the meditation, so that they can get into samadhi, the state of constant blissfulness and happiness. And this is something I wrote a full article on my Substack, guys. If you are interested in reading, I'm going to add it in the description box.
I mean, like the spiritual path isn't. Yes, it is a very personal, individual path, but it's not just about the individual. It's about connecting with others, and well, it's about connecting with yourself and with others and the world around you. And a lot of it's the emphasis on compassion, kindness, and service to others.
mhm,
That doesn't
yeah.
sound all about the self to me.
Yeah.
That's
Well, as you
that.
can see, what's been promoted on social media now, but even by the yoga instructors out there,
Yeah.
me, give me likes, give me this. Oh, you are owed the good attitudes. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be loved. You deserve this and that. They don't even tell you that, look, you need to do the hard work before you can even get what you want.
Yeah.
So everything is easy, everything is so, just because you were born special, you are unique, you deserve the good things for yourself, and everybody should love you. If they don't, just remove them from your life and focus on yourself and become more narcissistic and more egoistic. And yeah, sure, this is where I think yoga could do better. But are we willing to change that? Are we willing to challenge our own messages to people? I analyze content a lot. I watch what other people post, and I studied social media communications, psychology back in college. And this is something that really interests me and bothers me at the same time, because I see how much delusion we are in, and yoga instructors, those who can help, they choose not to, in their own self gain.
But it's also, I mean, like I'm gonna call the yoga influencers out there. The ones that are putting themselves out there in bikinis and ridiculous poses. They're the ones that are getting the clout. The
Mm-hmm.
ones that are worth their salt probably are thinking, how can I compete with that?
Yeah.
And it's a shame because the real teachings aren't getting out there.
Yeah, because they don't let them. People have been so brainwashed to like certain things, to crave for certain things, to follow certain things. Let's say it's a propaganda that has been imposed on people
Yeah.
for multiple generations now. And what we are trying to do here, we are trying to undo all of the damage that has been done to our society. But it starts very small. We have to watch our behavior. And I have been challenging yoga instructors and meditation teachers since I started my YouTube channel, because I saw there is this craziness going on, that everybody is just for themselves. Nobody really cares about our society. But what will all of us do when the world that we are used to living just falls apart? When fitness, when OnlyFans, when social media influencers, when marketing, to some extent, the accountant jobs become replaced, they become automated, or people no longer need these services. What will happen then to our society? We only need economical collapse to accelerate that process, and we are headed that way. The money,
But we'll
the,
be able to teach them yoga and just keep them happy. They can think themselves happy.
yeah, but it's a delusion, because it
God, I was being sarcastic.
it allows you to escape your reality.
Yeah.
But guys, the problem with that is, at some point, avoiding reality will become impossible, or you will go completely insane. When the world crashes on you, let's say this delusion falls apart, and it will at some point. The jobs disappear that are flexible now for women, that women can have a cake and eat it too. They can be the stay-at-home mummies and work and make six-figure income out there, and they are beating into the chest saying how strong, powerful, and independent they are. Wait until collapse happens. Then what will all of these single mummies and single women do? The life is not going to be pleasant for them, and for anyone really, because they will come to the big sister government and they say, oh, fix our problem, as they have always done.
Yeah.
And then what will the government do? Like, I can't do it. There are way too many of you out there. Way too many single mommies, way too many single women to take care about.
I mean, I don't know what it's like in America, but in England, they literally pay you to have a child.
Oh, yeah, it's similar here. There are so many supportive programs for single mothers, so many benefits. I know that's the case in Russia, because the demographics really sucks there. There are not enough kids. And then even when the times were more stable than now, people were like not in a hurry, just started to recover, and then boom, we had to start a war. Like,
Yeah.
bravo. I mean, like, if you want the total collapse of the society and economical system, you are headed in the right direction. Keep going. Yeah. But this happens here too. People just don't see it, because they've never lived in the countries that had that. They think that, oh, US is so bad. Ladies, go to China. Go to communist countries, go to Venezuela, and see for yourself how the life is there. I bet that you will love US like never before. Yes, but even then, you come back here and you will see what feminism has done to this country, what feminism has done to the West.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's scary to see where we are headed. So what the government will do, it will offload the single mothers, single women on men. The men that are ignored now. Those men, they might have resources. Yeah, sure, they're not alphas out there. They are still decent men who can provide a decent living out there. But women ignore them because they were told, you deserve the best man out there. You deserve the top man. And you can get it. You can get it. Ladies, look. If this supermodel, she's a hottie, she's a 10. If she can get it, you with being obese, having 2 kids from another man, having a crappy personality, you can definitely get what she has.
No, you can't.
I know, but this is what women were told. Okay, this is
Mhm.
what women were told for multiple generations now, and yeah, it will end in. We've talked about it last week, actually. It will end with polygyny. It will end with enslavement and subjugation of women, where women will be assigned to a man that they probably have never seen before, and there will be multiple women that a man will have sex with, and the man will um, demand a lot of things from women. And if women don't comply, it's either that or they will die on the streets. You think the government will save you?
No.
Too many women to save out there. They won't be, even if okay, let's say here, government will want to help you ladies, but physically it won't be able to help everyone. It just won't. There are too many of you. This is what propaganda does to people. It brainwashes people to behave in a certain way, to isolate yourself from reality. Yoga today is not helping. It could, if it was sending out the right message. It was, if it was challenging people, challenge their belief system. But this requires those who are on top, those who are teaching yoga, those who are teaching fitness. It requires the gurus, the dating coaches, the relationship gurus. I've been debunking them too. To challenge their own message, to challenge their own belief system. And they don't want to do it because they are comfortable with how things are today. And they are so nearsighted that they don't want to see what's coming.
People are just focused on the internet, aren't they? And money and
Yeah,
likes.
yeah, they are grifters for
All
the
people
most
are
part.
interested in and themselves.
Yeah, a lot of people are just grifting there. They just want the money, the likes for themselves. But who is going to care about our society?
Yeah.
You see, if everybody is so focused on themselves, where are we headed, guys? Ask yourself that question. Yeah, it's scary. Yeah. So a couple other and we are going to wrap it up soon. I will talked about that yoga is always spiritual. We've debunked that it's not, and I think that it shouldn't be. The way that we see spirituality, how we pursue and how we view spirituality today, cut it out, guys. Cut it out. If you're teaching fitness, just focus on the well-being, on the fitness. Tell people to challenge their belief system, even if you don't quite believe in it. Fake it till you make it. Huh? Tell them, go challenge your belief system. Maybe they will bring up something next in the next class for you, and then this will challenge your belief system. This is how the change will start slowly. We have to start somewhere. Okay, we've been deluded for so many generations now that we have to slowly undo all of this damage that has been done, and it's going to take a while. It's going to take these small baby steps that will help us in the long run, that will help our children to have better life.
I've got
Yeah.
that is expensive.
Oh, that it's expensive. Bullshit.
Oh yeah,
You can sign up. You can sign up for elenasbarre cross training fitness program as low as $10 a month, guys.
I mean, like yourself, offering free classes. There's plenty of free classes out there.
There
My
are plenty.
the
Yeah.
town. Sorry, excuse me. The town where I live, in the summer we have a wellness program, and for a few weeks, every Saturday morning, I was going and doing yoga in a park. I live where I live is on a hill, and we have the most beautiful views. And so I'd just be sat there looking out across the vale. And like when we're in Savasana, seeing watching the birds flying about, and it was lovely, but completely free
Yeah,
and fantastic. She was having about 150 people turning up.
nice, nice.
Um,
See,
yeah, used to feel a bit of a wally because all the dog walkers used to still walk through.
well, the problem with free stuff is, Emma, that it requires discipline. Okay, well, everything in life requires
Yeah,
discipline. If you want to succeed, if you want to be good at something, we need to stay disciplined. We need to invest hard work, commitment,
yeah.
consistency, right? And people, when they see free, they're like, oh, it's free, therefore it's not very valuable.
No, her classes were great.
And I can tell you the same thing.
Your
If it's
classes are
free,
great, and they're free.
yeah, if it's free doesn't mean that they are bad classes. They can be very good, but the problem is that we are so trained to disregard what's free and available out there and
You're
not
also
use it.
you're also
So
more likely to do something if you've paid for it, but like with courses and things. But if you're interested in your well-being, then you will get off your ass and go.
yeah, but with free stuff, it's also very hard to stay consistent. When people, it's psychology. When people invest something into the course or into the class, it helps them to stay on track and work for the money that they have invested. And this is why you see these bigger programs that are being sold for $600 or $300. The more the idea is that the more they charge people, the more committed people will be.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
doesn't mean you've got the content though, does it?
it no, it doesn't. It really doesn't. And a lot of content creators are so lazy that, yeah, sure, they have big clout, and who knows how they got to their big clout. Maybe they were legit. Let's say they were teaching a lot of classes out there. Okay, maybe they have been teaching yoga for 20 years or so. But then they've gotten so lazy that they do this um, uh, package courses where they collect as many people as they can get. It could be like 100 people attending a class. Let's be objective here. How many people can you actually watch and safely
Yeah.
provide modifications for them, or um, just provide safe fitness instruction to them? You can't pay attention to all of the 100 people, and these are the big yoga schools that are selling these packaged courses, and they often use the sales tactics that we talked about earlier, maybe a couple of months ago, with Melody. I don't remember if you were there, Emma. Sam was there, I think. We were talking about the sales techniques that they're using. So what they do, big schools, what do? They show you the price of the course, the full price,
Yeah.
how much it would have cost you, like $10,000, let's say, which
Yeah.
is insane. I mean, you
Cool.
could you might as well just pack your luggage and go travel to get the training from the source, right? Let's say go to India, right? Do a yoga teacher training there. But they say that their online course is so special. It's so unique. All of these courses combined, if you paid them separately, if you bought them separately, they would have cost you $10,000. But if you buy this special deal that they are offering for you today, and it's only available for a few days, usually, you can save like 60% or like 80% of that amount. So instead of $10,000, it's going to cost you like $600 or like 1,000 and something. And a lot of people buy into it. They present you the big number first that looks humongous. Whether it's objective number for the program or not, that's a separate question, which should be your question, by the way, guys. But what they are doing there later on, they like, okay, you save a lot of money by signing up for our packaged course, and here we are teaching you once a week, or you kind of have to look through their program. Each school offers it differently, and then there will be like 100 or 150 people signing up for this course because they are suckers. They bought into this package course. How many of you did that? How many of you bought into it? I mean, I'm like, look, this is how I signed up for my first yoga teacher training course. I knew, but I was aware that this is what they were doing. Okay,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, sometimes, yeah, sure, you buy this course, but you have to know what you are getting in the end from it. You have to be aware that it's been done on you guys. And so the actual price, what it tells me when they say, oh, $10,000 shrink to 250 and maybe 400. I don't know. It depends on
I
the.
had an email about a course this week actually that I wanted to do. That's a couple grand, and yeah, it was reduced down to $200.
So what does it tell you, Eamma? What?
So yeah, I mean, yeah, because I was like, how can they reduce that so much?
Yeah.
And it
Well,
was,
it should tell you that the actual course price is 200, maybe even less.
yeah,
They're still making money when they are selling you the
oh
course
yeah,
for $200. Look, online, and they expect you. I've seen courses that are being sold for $600, online courses, um, especially about yoga, like handstands, seminars, and stuff like that. And it would run only for 3 months. Um, and then you would have to pay again to get upgraded or something like that. It's just insane amount of money to pay for the online course,
yeah.
like
You
six
know, I
hundred
get why they're so
dollars.
close, because you don't have the in-person
Yeah.
instructor. Um, yeah, and I mean, you can teach people through a computer, but it's not as effective as in person.
Well, this is why if you are teaching it in a mini group, it makes more sense. I would say that, yeah, maybe it could work, but then it's not going to be in-person class. You're not going to get a personalized touch.
Yeah,
But instructor can still see you, right? At
yeah.
least if there are like five, maybe six people, not 150 people, not 200 people, that you're just like, oh my gosh, I attended one of those classes. I didn't like those classes because it's like too many people. Chances of them seeing me doing something wrong and hurting myself go up significantly. This is not safe fitness practice. And a lot of people don't really understand it. They see, oh, so many people sign up for this class. This is actually not a good thing when a lot of people are signing up for the class, guys, because the quality of the class will go down because it's impossible, physically impossible, to pay attention to everyone.
I
You
mean, she
see?
kept it all very simple, and so you couldn't really go wrong. And she was wondering about while we were doing things. It was Drew yoga. I'd never done that before, and it
Drew
thoroughly
yoga.
DRU.
Uh-huh.
Really enjoyed it. It's got like qigong elements in it,
Mm.
so it's very much about working with the energy, and you'd have some like power moves, where you'd like pour
Oh
it in,
my
and
gosh.
it was
Well,
good.
yeah. Yeah. So you guys be careful. There is a lot of misleading content out there. There are a lot of misleading content creators.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then another one is yoga will take too much time of my day or of my time. Um, it's another common misconception too. Uh, yoga
What else have I got?
only takes you as long as you want it to take you, really. If you are doing a yoga teacher training, yeah, sure, it's going to take you more time to learn things, to learn the history of yoga, to learn the main definitions and terms of yoga. The posture, the alignment, the physiology, and anatomy is a huge part, which is often missed in today's yoga TTCs, and also a lot of students who are taking TTC, they just miss that part. They don't want to do anatomy. They just want to like
Side.
do the fun part.
Yeah. I love that side of yoga, the anatomy and learning how the body works. The more I learn about the body, I'm just blown away by how amazing it
Mm-hmm.
is.
It is
Um,
amazing. Yeah.
yeah. I've got one. I'm going to kind of roll two into one. It's not a workout because it's all about relaxation.
Hmm. Interesting.
I mean, when you think, I mean, yoga is great for both body and mind. It improves strength, flexibility, balance, endurance. It can help with weight loss, or it can help if you're really skinny, it can help bulk you out a little bit. But yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is both work and relaxation because you, especially in the end when you are in Shavasana, there's so much relaxation going on. But you can only appreciate it, truly appreciate it when you do the hard work.
yeah,
This is why it's important, even if you can't do everything throughout the class, guys. And I keep saying it to you over and over again. Try to stay till the end of the class, accommodate the class to your needs, do what you need to do during the class, and then you can just lay down and relax and digest everything you've done. Your body worked really hard, even if you couldn't get into some unbalancing poses. And
I mean, it's one of my favorite postures. I remember one of Tamlin's classes and came to Shavasana, and when she brought us back at the end, she literally said, "You're the last one standing," or the last one lying rather. There'd been six of us in that class, and I was the only one left. She
mhm,
said, as soon as she said Shavasana, boom, they went.
yeah.
I kind of felt bad that I'd kept her on, but I had that, that I stuck it out.
It's probably the best part of yoga. Why would you skip Shavasana? I don't understand. I really don't.
Just,
Well, maybe some people they just want to like fall asleep after doing yoga, which is fine too. Maybe this is why they turn off the cameras and they just like, okay, I'll do it at my own time so that they don't hold Tamlin for hours, right, while they're napping.
I
It
get
could
it.
be,
If you've got to rush off to work or something, I get, I can excuse you for that. But
yeah.
yeah, if you're just doing it because you don't want to do Shavasana, then no.
Yeah, but even then, if you have to rush to work, I would never skip Shavasana. Even if you just lay down for 1 minute, it's still better than no Shavasana at all in the end of the class. So no matter how rushed you are, do Shavasana because it will help you to reset your brain and relax. Uh, Bring your awareness into your breath and just digest what your body has done. It's part of the recovery process from
Consolidates all the work you've done.
all of the work. Yeah, yeah, like even if you are super rushed and say like you can't stay for 10 minutes Shavasana, don't do a 10-minute Shavasana, do a 2-minute Shavasana instead. But just like lay down, close your eyes, focus on your breath for a few minutes. You can even do like 18 breaths total, or maybe like 32 or 46. I don't know. Just like really count the breath there while you're laying down if you don't want to stay for too long. But do Shavasana, don't skip it. It's the best part of yoga. This
I
is what you are working towards, like your whole class. What do you think? Like you're doing upward facing dog, downward facing dog, and getting into the warrior two, warrior one, all of this challenging poses, right? And then
Yeah.
what? Like that you skip the best part of yoga? No, you stay and enjoy it. Yeah, this is a fun one. And then, yeah, yoga doesn't take too much of your time if you are just attending the classes and if you are using it to become stronger and healthier, to improve your well-being. It only takes you the length of the class. Of course, if you want to dive in deeper, sure, then you're going to spend more time. Yeah. And then yoga isn't just about poses, it's about breath work, it's about concentration, meditation, all of the eight limbs, right? We kind of skip the first two limbs, the yamas and niyamas. We get a little bit into the niyamas, but then, like, teaching yamas is actually hard to people uh, before they come to the class,
Yeah.
because then you would need to explore and analyze by yourself what happens around you. And
Depends what you
yeah.
want with yoga, doesn't it? Some people just want the exercise aspect. Some people just want the relaxation aspect.
Mm-hmm.
I started doing yoga because it was recommended to me by a counsellor.
Mm-hmm.
I'd just been diagnosed depressed. This was back in my early 20s,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it was recommended to me. So off I went to find a yoga class, and it helped immensely. And it helped my mental health immensely, and helped me get to know my body more and tune into my body,
Mm-hmm.
um, and become just more aware. So yeah, I started just for my mental health. That was my objective, and I gained so much more.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoy yoga practice. It has so many benefits. And teaching yoga properly is it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, especially if you don't mislead people. um, it's hard to resist the temptation to like tell people what they want to hear, like how good they are and everything. But you can't do it, and then people might see your classes as shallow in terms of like spirituality aspect. Maybe they are looking for the confirmation bias to their belief system, and they are coming to your yoga class so that they can get that, so they can hear the good things about themselves. Because this is what humans have become. Okay, we constantly need this dopamine hit. Somebody constantly needs to pat us and tell us how great and how awesome we are and how amazing of a human being you are. So you sit in the end of the meditation here after yoga class, let's say, with some yoga teacher who doesn't know what he or she is doing, and then she tells you, oh, you are the strength, you are the well-being, you are the abundance, you are the friendship, you are love, you are the best human being, you are enough, which I never really understood. Like, enough of what? Can you be more specific? What are you saying here? I remember there was one studio where I attended bar classes. They had this sign on the wall with this positivity affirmations, whether you're saying you are worthy, you are enough, you are perfect, you are beautiful, you are this, you are that. I'm like, back then I attended, okay, I can skip that part just to get the physical benefit. I can kind of close
Yeah.
my eyes. But then it really bugged me, Eamma. Back then, it was before I got into the red pill. I have been attending bar classes for 6 years before I started teaching bar. And this always troubled me when people would tell me, oh, you are beautiful, you are perfect, you are this, you are that, la 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 la. And like, I don't need to hear this stuff, because I know that I can do better. I know that there is room for improvement. Don't lie to me. I know that you want my money, but it's like, come on, come
Well,
on.
um, on the same track though with positive affirmations, I've been in a class where we had to just stand in stillness and repeat the affirmations that, I am loved, I am enough, and I am worthy, or whatever. I was having a really shit day,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually found those affirmations triggering.
Mm-hmm.
And I did actually tell her, and she was very apologetic, and I was like, "That's it's not a reflection on you necessarily. That's just how I was that day." But yeah, I found those really triggering. Um,
Yeah, because see, in your mind, you are constructing this delusion that you are loved, you are enough, you are worthy, but the reality shows you otherwise. There is this mismatch between what you are trying to program yourself to do and believe in, and objective facts that don't lie to you. And being in this constant disbalance, it's a lot of cognitive dissonance. It's a lot of damage that you create for your brain, you
well,
see. And then you saw it, you saw it was a shitty day. I usually used to have it too, when I was like, I was told that you're worthy, you're enough, and I'm like, yeah, but why am I struggling then? Why the person that I'm with, for example, doesn't love me the way that I want him to love me, let's say. Or maybe it's your mother, maybe it's somebody that you have personal issue with, and then you are reflecting on it, right? You are seeing what happens in reality, and then this person is just, he or she doesn't appreciate you the way you are telling yourself, oh, you are loved, you are appreciated, you deserve this, you deserve that. I'm like, where are all the things that I deserve? They just don't happen. They don't, and they are not going to happen. Yeah, we have here Johnny, I think.
so
Hi, good to see you,
Cynthia,
Johnny.
hello.
Yeah, this is the guy
Yeah.
with Ashton. Yeah, Johnny, tell us what you think about the positive affirmations. We are talking about. We are
Sometimes,
talking.
sorry, go on.
Yeah. Oh, I just wanted to tell him if he's coming late. We are talking about common misconceptions of yoga. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I know you say it about a lot. The whole thinking can change. You can change your life by thinking it. Um, a couple of years ago, I actually won a competition that was running on Instagram, and it was about a gratitude practice. And I'm a big proponent of this. Hear me out on this, because I
Mm-hmm.
know you probably. I don't know how you'll feel about this, whether it's too spiritual hippy dippy for you, because we do sit on different sides of the fence. I'm not. I haven't completely drunk the Kool-Aid on the spiritual
That's
side.
okay. That's okay. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, gratitude has been proven to improve. Sorry, let me explain. The diary that I ended up with, this journal, you had to write down everything you were grateful for the day, something that you were looking forward to, and then it would have a different prompt each day. So, name 3 things that had made a difference that day, or things you're grateful for that other people might not have, or just lots of
Mm-hmm,
different.
mm-hmm,
And I did find it helped. And the gratitude practice has actually been proven to increase happiness because it increases your positivity,
mm-hmm,
improves your sleep, it reduces stress, and can help with coping mechanisms.
mm-hmm,
It can improve your relationships. It can improve your physical health because I suppose, because you're more positive, it can reduce your blood pressure, inflammation, your immune function. It increases your resilience. It
mm-hmm,
can reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety because I suppose you're learning to switch the way you look at the world instead of going, I've got nothing, my life's so shit, I'm this, that, it's all doom and gloom. You're actually looking at the positive aspects of your life. And I found, even if you start off with having hardly anything to write, within a short space of time, you are noticing the bigger thing. I suppose your world expands a little bit with, you're noticing the beauty around you more. You might notice little things like a flower growing out of a wall or something, and appreciate that beauty. Did it change me as a person and my outlook on life? Yes. Did it change my life? No.
No.
And
I agree
that's
with
my
you, Emma.
point there.
I think that if more women actually practice gratitude practice in regards to the
Yeah.
relationships
But
with men, like, okay, he is not a top alpha man out there, but he is treating me nicely, he
yeah,
loves me, he takes care of me. Those things, I think that they could contribute to the well-being of the marriage unit, to
yeah,
the well-being of our society, to even mental state to some extent. I tend to agree with you that, yeah, gratitude practice is important practice
yeah,
to
it really
implement
is.
into our life.
But I mean, steps like that are, if your outlook and your positivity has improved, and you will start to feel your self-esteem will rise, you will gain confidence, you will then start to put yourself out there a little bit, you might talk to people a little bit more, or you might go and join a group. So those are starting to implement steps to physically change your life. That's work that
Mhm.
you're putting in to change your life. So in that respect, yes, it can, but yeah, you're not going to change your life just by being a little bit more grateful, or thinking
Mhm.
yourself happy, or thinking these positive affirmations. They will help your mental well-being and your outlook. And I'm starting to repeat myself, but you get what I'm saying. It's
Yeah. They can even help relationships to some
yeah,
extent, because when women are less bitchy, moany, and demanding,
yeah,
see what a man brings to you, and life is so much better with a man than without a man, and we see the proof of it every single day. We see all the women complaining how hard and horrible the life is by being single, that men are not manning up. And I wrote another article yesterday about masculinity and delusional sexual market value for women. You've probably read that one too, where
I've
I
seen the email. I haven't read it yet.
okay, well, it's a little longer than the previous one, but
No, if
we
it's
are
linked.
talking, yeah, we are talking there about propaganda, how it impacts the lives of people and changes people's behavior also.
Yeah,
So yeah, read that one, tell me what you think, and write your comments down, okay, in the under the articles. I'm so curious to see what you think, guys.
yeah.
Always appreciate your feedback. Tell me if you agree, disagree, or why. I'm not against people who disagree with me, I just want to understand why. Maybe I'm
We
wrong.
agree on everything, so
You
it's
know, maybe I can be wrong too, but from what I've known, and I started media and communications and psychology, and I love watching and observing people. This is what I do. Sometimes I need to stop myself from staring at people sometimes too openly, that it's like they become suspicious what I should do in there. Yeah. This is what I do. I'm fascinated by human behavior and what triggers the smallest changes in a human behavior. And if you notice something interesting on social media, share it with me. Okay, you can DM it to me on Instagram. You can email me. Check out the links in the description box. Okay, and then also follow Eamma. She's a very nice person, as you can see here.
I have my
Yeah.
moments.
What are you saying?
I can have my moments.
Well, everybody does.
Yeah,
It's a matter it's a matter of how you approach these moments. Everybody has difficult things going on in their lives, and what makes us stronger actually these problems. They make us
yeah,
stronger, and the more you escape the problems, the more women refuse the hard work, and they just believe that they are old and they deserve these things. This is degradation, ladies. This is your limited um, ability to provide value. You could provide so much more value, but you refuse not to because you choose to be a victim of your own circumstances. And then you blame everybody else for your own misfortunes because it's more comfortable, it's more convenient for you to do so. And while men and other women are buying into this bullshit, yeah, you can kind of get away with it. you can get some stuff from people, but eventually it's like this negativity and your constant nagging, whining and complaining and moaning on Instagram, on social media, it just becomes annoying because every other woman is doing exactly the same thing. You're not special, you're not unique, and it just becomes more like entertaining. People are just laughing at you. Like I see unhappy women all the time, and they are suffering from feminism. They say, I have to hustle, I have to take care of the kids and do all of this hard work by myself. Where is the man that I was promised? I mean, it becomes funny at some point. You look at these women and they think that they have no choice. They have no choice in the matter. They think that, oh, just because men are so indecisive, men are not masculine anymore, I have to wear the pants in the family. No, you don't. You don't. You voted for it. Look, just because you are surrounded, and this is the purpose of that article about masculinity and sexual market value for women. The purpose was to show to you that just because you are surrounded by this entitled information and women around you are talking about it, and like it seems to be the truth, right? Because everybody is talking about it. No, guys, the truth is hard to find. If you don't put any effort in finding the truth, you will be deluded. You will be misled. Okay, so start challenging your belief system and don't blindly trust what people tell you. Double check it for yourself. Analyze what happens around you. Start analyzing people's content. This is what I'm inspiring. I'm encouraging you to do that. Eamma started analyzing. She had her moment. But then she started putting the dots together and like, oh, there is some truth to that. Maybe I should challenge my own message, my own assumption, and challenge people around me. This is good and healthy, guys.
I might be starting a psychology course this week. Apparently they need at least 5 people to sign up. So apparently there's 4 at the moment. But yeah, so if they get a 5th person, it's going to run.
Nice, nice, nice.
Community one. But
psychology is fascinating, guys. I wish I had a degree in psychology. I actually switched to mass media and communications. I don't even know why. Maybe because we were lacking good psychology teachers in the college where I was taking the classes. Because I wish I could continue with psychology actually, but we had some problems where teachers were not very consistent. They didn't show up for the classes, or they couldn't explain the concepts in English well because they hired some local teachers out there who like had trouble expressing themselves. And I'm like, I'll just switch to something that has been running and they have teachers for. So I switched to communications and mass media. But I was fascinated by psychology. I still keep educating myself. I'm not claiming myself a guru here. I think that all of the degrees that women have acquired, they're so useless and so worthless now, because it's like all of the specialties that women want to study are kind of these easy specialties that don't actually bring value to our society. And then the way how they choose to use these specialties is just mislead more people and get more clout, more money for themselves. They don't really care about the well-being of the society. They don't want to be having stable relationships with people, being married, and it's just so wrong. You know,
the
all of,
world's in trouble when they do a degree on OnlyFans.
oh yeah, like OnlyFans. OnlyFans degree. Ashton, a question for you here. Idea. Do you want a degree about OnlyFans? How to be an OnlyFans model, I guess.
Well, they do have degrees in ridiculous things nowadays.
I know. Like
things. So why not? I mean,
like female studies all about feminism. Guys, I can tell you feminism in a nutshell. It's a supremacy movement. It's all about entitlement, and it squeezes all of your juices and it leaves you with nothing, period. It throws you off when you are old and wrinkly and nobody wants you, and then you spend the best years of your life chasing some utopia out there, to realize just how worthless and how useless you really are. This is feminism in a nutshell. Yeah.
Oh,
Again, I'm slowly back away.
sorry if we're being offensive.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. You analyze what feminism has taught women, and if you go to college, the problem with colleges today that is that they are totally indoctrinated. The most of the teachers are women, and what do women teach women? Not how to be a better woman, not how to be a housewife, not how to be a mother, not how to be a pleasurable woman that men and other women also want to be around with. So how to be a bitchy, moany, entitled person. Yeah. College rather than OnlyFans for sure. Yeah. Well, even in the college, depending on what specialty you choose, and women usually don't choose the STEM specialties. They choose something that's easy, that can bring them fast money. They want marketing. I keep getting emails from the marketing people. I don't know what they are hoping for. guys, for those of you, I don't like to bring up my degree. I do it occasionally, just those who don't know me, so that you kind of know what I'm about. Okay. But I don't believe in college degrees. I have a degree in communications and mass media. So you don't send me the marketing emails promoting my YouTube channel and promising me a huge cloud of people. I'm not interested in that. It's just funny, that they I literally get those emails. I'm sure other content creators get them too. Marketing people are desperate now because the way how we do business now, it's like everybody needs their marketing help, right, to talk to the masses. And I just don't think that women in the marketing fields should make more money than electricians, than the guys who actually do hard work out there, who sacrifice their lives because they are doing dangerous jobs. I don't believe that only fans girls should make more money than the hardworking men out there who spent their entire life uh, to fix problems.
No.
Yeah, all of this like HR degrees and jobs that women occupy in big corps, they, they can be easily replaced with the automated system. Some accounting jobs that women also occupy, and they're convinced that they're these great accountants out there. Look, everybody is replaceable, and if you don't have a hardcore skill, if you are not a blue collar worker, for example, if you are not holding a STEM specialty specialization, what you do is not, it's not that
I, I saw.
valuable.
I saw a post the other day on Nextdoor, I think it was, and somebody actually asking that you can get 20 quid an hour for us being a cleaner, but junior doctors are earning £14 an hour. So yeah, they actually were asking, why would you go and train as a doctor if that's what they're getting? When you
Yeah.
can go and earn more as a cleaner.
See, the relocation of the resources needs to happen because we are valuing the wrong things.
Yeah,
The
doctors
people,
are needed.
Yeah, the people who do the hard jobs, for example, pilots are flying people around the world. This is a very intense job. You have to be mindful of so many things, not just what happens inside the airplane. You obviously have to know the program, that you have to go through a lot of training, you have to have a lot of experience,
Mm.
because you are holding responsibility not just for your life but for the lives of
People.
others.
Yeah.
And this kind of job, yeah, sure, they make money. They make decent money. But when we look at the OnlyFans, how much those girls make, and you see this kind of disbalance when one girl, there was one Australian model. She is 26 years old, and she was making $1,000 a day. Yes, just by exposing herself naked on OnlyFans, and then providing sexual pleasures. I think she said that she had slept with 7 guys in one day.
Is this the one that slept with 300 men in a year?
Yes, that's the one. That's
Yeah.
the one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember her.
Her parents must be
The
so.
the blonde. She's attractive. Like, if you look at her, and if they didn't reveal her history, or if she didn't talk about it proudly on internet, nobody would really suspect her to have so many boyfriends, because she kind of looks decent. She has decent appearance. She's nice and tall and blonde hair. Um, yeah, she doesn't even look like she has this 1,000 cock stare, like other girls have. So she's relatively young, and yeah, if you looked at her and you didn't know her, she seemed to be okay. But 300
Yeah. What
sexual
about the other
partners.
65 days? Was she just slacking off? Or, sorry, I shouldn't joke about
Yeah,
it.
no, no, you can say here. Yeah, 300 sexual partners when you are 26 years old.
300 in a year, though. I mean, that's. Yeah. I.
It's crazy.
There
It's
are no words,
crazy.
are there, really?
Yeah, like her ability to pair bond is just like, what will she do when she turns 40? Okay, and this is something that women don't really want to ask themselves. Okay, now you are enjoying the beauty years of your life when men are throwing themselves at you. You're
I
still
mean,
young, you still have the looks. Your looks will fade eventually. At 40 years, what will you do? What by then, I'm sure her body count will get to thousands, maybe 10,000. So the rate she's going. Look, she's only 26.
I'd be
She's
more
still,
worried about what my parents thought, that I've gone, like worldwide, viral because I'm a slut.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what do our parents think? Sorry, I mean, I know that's
Like, yeah,
not the point you're trying to make, but
where are your parents? I agree with you. And uh, like, some parents are proud of this. And this is why it's a multi-generational propaganda. It brainwashed our mothers, our grandmothers, um, go 4 or 5 generations behind. This is how deep it is.
But what
Now,
would you be saying if it was a bloke,
if it was what?
a man? Sorry, a
Or
bloke. I said.
if it was a man, well, see, for men, this is this is the
300.
problem. This is the problem of polygyny.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be called a
Um,
thug.
and polygamous relationships, when both men and women are okay with multiple sexual partners, because they think like there shouldn't be a limit constraining the both female and male nature. So biologically, let's go back to biology. Men are wired to spread their seed as far as it goes, to inseminate as
Yeah.
many women as he possibly can for our species to survive, right?
Right.
A woman, um, a woman is supposed to commit to a man and stay in a long-term relationship with a man because of the birthing cycle. It takes 9 months, almost a year, to have a baby. And then she has to take care of the baby, right? So in her best interest is when a man commits to her and then she commits to a man and they are together in a monogamous relationship. Monogamy is the most stable form of our society. What happens now is when there is uncontrolled male nature, let's say men want to inseminate as many women out there, and we see it happens with alphas or the top 10% of the world male population. They can spin plates, and this is what they will keep doing because women were told that this is the man that women should want, and they
I,
want them because of pre-selection. Okay, pre-selection is a huge biological factor that impacts how a woman perceives men. If a man is attracted by women out there, a woman will be okay. He must be valuable, right? Something about him attracted these girls. Therefore, I'm attracted to it too. Women are like pack animals. You know, women see, women do. Monkeys see, monkeys do.
Mhm.
They see other girls are attracted to this guy, therefore, okay, he must be that. But how much of that is actually biology and how much of that is imposed on women through feminist propaganda? My question is, and I raised this question in the article that you're going to read, and you feel free to write the answers maybe, yeah, and what you think. Um, how much of this is actually feminist propaganda that brainwashed women and told them that you must want this top 10% of men? Because most men out there, look, if we go back to history, men were perceived as more masculine men before the sexual revolution, right?
Yeah.
Men behaved in a more masculine way. They had more authority, and women had more respect for men. Women actually stayed in long-term balanced relationships with men. But now, after the sexual revolution, the attitude towards beta men changed. Statistics hasn't changed much. Biology hasn't changed.
No.
So we have relatively the same number of alphas being born versus betas. Most men are going to be beta men out there. Most of them are beta. A small number are alpha, and they know probably that they are alpha. They can spin plates. It doesn't necessarily mean that they all of them will spin plates. Some of them will be in a monogamous relationship with the woman, but they still know that like they are alpha, right? Most men are not alphas, but women were told that they should only look at alphas. There is this big trend about alpha men, and like as if alpha men are like 100% that a woman can get. Well, yes, sure, if you look from biological, a woman always want to get the best that they can get, but objectively, not all women are going to get an alpha man because statistically not all men are alpha men, right? And we still need to procreate. A lot of women will settle for a beta, but the problem is that because they were promised that you deserve the best of the best out there, you can get the best man, who in female mind is, of course, the most masculine man out there, the alpha man, right? The alpha seed, beta need. Um, she is looking for that alpha man and she doesn't really want to settle with the beta. So what happens is when a woman realizes she can't get an alpha, she settles with the beta. She stays with the beta, she extracts the resources from the beta. But then, when there is a small chance of her getting an alpha, she ditches this beta and she wants to get an alpha man. This is why I want to refrain our later conversations from using beta and alpha language, because it's just so disincentivizing for most men out there who are not alpha, who are not born alpha men. to try be the alpha man that women want, and tell to women that, look, ladies, just because a man is not an alpha, it doesn't mean that he's a bad man. He can still take care of you. He can still provide for you. The problem is that his authority was taken away from him, and he's not allowed to execute his masculinity anymore. And instead of making alphas out of betas, we should promote masculinity for betas. Men should become more masculine, period. If we go back to history, before the sexual revolution, all men were more masculine. They behave in a more masculine way. And there is nothing wrong with the beta who is a masculine beta. Look, to a blue pill person who says, oh, sacrifice your masculinity and pedestalize a woman and la la la, do everything that a woman wants you to do. This blue pill alpha, blue pill beta, what am I trying to say here? The masculine beta, here you go. The masculine beta will look like an alpha to a blue pill beta. A masculine beta, I'm repeating it, a masculine beta will look like an alpha to a blue pill beta who teaches men, sacrifice your masculinity. You need to do everything a woman tells you to do. But then the moment a man doesn't have his spine, I call them spineless, clueless, subservient imbeciles.
Yeah.
Because this is what they are. It's just a summary.
Not too many women wear the trousers.
Yeah.
In relationships.
Well, this is why women feel like they have no choice but to take leadership in the relationship, and then they get fed up. It's like in their nature. Full. We don't want to deal with a man who behaves like a woman. But these purple pill guys, they are telling men effectively, be like a woman. Man up means, in their mindset, be like a woman, behave like a woman. They call it different. Okay, a male behavior. There is a huge debate right now in the manosphere. Okay, they are talking about masculinity. They can't make up their mind what masculinity actually is. So they are telling men, man up. You need to man up for a woman. And in their mind, it means that you need to become more emotionally available for a woman. But emotion is a female trait. This is something that women are relying on. Women are taking decisions based on emotions. And they want, biologically, psychologically, physiologically, they want men to not do the same thing. They want men to turn their brain on, the neocortex brain function, guys, okay? Activate your critical thinking skills, your rational thinking. They want men to rely on the rational thinking, not on their emotions. But when men become subservient imbeciles who are leading with their emotions, they are taking very irrational decisions and they behave like women. And women, as a result, are oppressed by that behavior. Women don't see this man as men anymore. And this is why we see the reverse of genders. We've talked about it before. Men behave like women and women behave like men. And the separation of men and women is happening. And this was the core purpose of feminist propaganda. It was to separate men from women so that we could tax everyone separately. More money, right, for certain someone. And then billions of dollars were made for large corporations selling different projects to women. Freeze your eggs. The beauty will never end. Your sexuality is evergreen. You can have kisses at any moment in your life. All of this scamming and positivity scam, all of these beauty products, a lot of companies are relying on this same agenda. They are relying on the feminist propaganda to make money for themselves.
I saw an advert the other day. What was it? I'm sure it was makeup for men. It was like concealer or some under eye concealer or something
Hmm.
for men. And yeah, I wasn't, I always thought men back in the 90s who wore eyeliner were a bit hot, but
Yeah.
um, but yeah, that's about the only makeup I'd want. I don't mind a man wearing, but even nowadays, I don't know if I would go for that. But that was a
Yeah.
certain look, wasn't it, back then?
This is excessive. I
But
get it. If a man is,
I know men
uh,
are taking longer to get ready for a night out than their girlfriends
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah,
they've
yeah,
got, yeah, just men be men. I don't mind a rugged man,
yeah. We
and
don't want men uh, to be
still
like
the
over the
facials
top.
and
Yeah, yeah. That's so true, guys. That's so true. You see, men, they are starting to behave like women. They even look like women to some extent, like with the hair, like well pampered and taken care of here. It's always like I always pay attention to when I see men on social media online, like how pampered they are, okay, how like well taken care of, like kind of suit, and oh my gosh. And like okay, it works, it works on a big target audience of women who want that kind of lifestyle, who want that man. But again, women were brainwashed to want that man to some extent. Yes, preselection has something to do with it, but I'm questioning how much of it is actually preselection, biological factor, how much of it is um, the programming, the propaganda. Yeah, because women, by their nature, we shouldn't care about men's appearance as much as women actually care today about men's appearance. It was never on display before. Well, yeah, he should be healthy, he shouldn't be obese, right? He should be relatively strong, but like being so well pampered and like over the top. This was never the thing for men. Women should never pay as much attention on men's appearance biologically as men should pay attention to women's appearance. Men are visual, women are relying on other factors. Women laugh opportunistically, and men love idealistically. Women look for other attributes as well. They can say like, "Oh yeah, looks matter, like six pack abs and everything," but at the same time, they also want a man to provide to fulfill his male duties. He needs to provide security, physical protection. He shouldn't be an emotional tampon for you ladies. That's not his job. If you want an emotional tampon, get yourself a dog or a cat, or maybe get yourself a pillow to cry on, or maybe go out and cry on your girlfriends. But then you have to know what kind of girlfriends, because if they are feminists, they will convince you that, oh, he's the worst man out there. He is not tampony enough for you. You should replace him with emotionally available men out there. Get it out of your hands, ladies. You don't want emotionally available man. This is not his job. This is not a man's job to make you happy, to make your life better.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't be listening to if I did. I don't mind a man that's, obviously, I don't want a man that's going to suppress his emotions, but it's finding the balance, isn't it? You don't want one that's
Yeah.
going to be like just crying every single day,
Oh,
or like,
Jesus.
or. But no, I
Women
mean,
really don't care about what man is going through. Just be a man, suck it up and deal with it. Yes, you have issues. Okay, I'm not against men. Like we are all humans in the end. Men can fume too occasionally, right? And it's okay for him to have like some emotions, right? Otherwise, we would be just robots, right?
yeah.
But in the end, it comes down to the point that women don't care what problems a man is going through. Not really. We just want you to fix problems. That's it. Okay? Stop whining, telling us how hard it is and how difficult it is. Suck it up and deal with it. The burden of performance for men is always going to be higher than for women. Um, and as for women, um, yeah, like we really need to learn how to manage our emotions better and not offload what's going on inside us on our man, because it's not his job. He's not your psychotherapist. He's not your pillow. He's a man. He's okay. Men and women are supposed to complement each other. This
Yeah.
is how our brain, how our physiology is structured. God created us that way. Those of you who disagree with how we are put together to complement each other, and this is how humans were operating for millennia now. Those of you who think that, oh, men can be sufficient without women, women can do without men, what you are telling me is that you disagree how God has created us. So, and then I see it in the Christian world, who are saying, "Oh, I'm Christian, but I want this man to la 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 la," and like he should be more like that. What you are telling me is you're contradicting the biological programming. You're contradicting with how God has created us to procreate, to coexist with each other, to help each other out. So, how Christian are you?
But no, yeah, like you say, we should complement each other. You know,
Mhm.
we men are stronger than women. Women are stronger than men in some smaller areas, and that is where we complement each other. It's all finding the balance, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to
Yeah.
go.
Interesting topics. Yeah, Emma, thank you so much for doing it. I really enjoyed it. We got
Yeah,
into the common myth about yoga. And then we also looked at how our society works and what difficulties it's going through right now. Yeah, guys, please check other videos here on YouTube channel. Leave your comments. Tell us what you think about yoga misconceptions. Maybe there are some things that we missed with Emma here. Maybe you'd like to add.
yeah,
Um, yeah, feel free to add your ideas and tell us what you think about propaganda, what you think about female and male nature, and the topics that we've covered with Emma today. Okay, we'll see you soon. Thank you so much for your kind support. Thank you for your comment session. It's always a pleasure to have you guys. Thank you, Johnny. Yeah, one day we should bring you here, both of you. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to take us out, guys.
I'm off to
Like,
do
share, and
a Kundalini
subscribe.
clip for the eclipse.
Yeah, I'll try to make a few clips from this
No,
long
no,
live
I'm off
stream.
to do a hunt because there's an eclipse tonight.
Eclipse, right. I was like, oh, clips, let's do some
So I
short
think it's
clips.
happening in about half an hour. I'm off to do a Kundalini class for the eclipse.
Oh, cool. At some point, we need to bring you back with the Kundalini practice. If you want to teach it,
I'm
maybe
up
on
for that.
one of the Sundays, so that Melody can give you some feedback too, if you want to do it. Okay. We'll
Yeah.
probably not teach anything tomorrow because I have to prepare for my piano live stream. I have 3 years birthday celebration tomorrow, guys. Yeah, it's been 3 years since I started a YouTube channel here. And yeah, I'm going to play the piano for you. I'll probably mess up. It's going to be a practice day, but we'll just have fun. Okay.
Piano
So join
party
me.
at yours.
Huh?
Piano party at yours.
Yes, join us. Remember to say hi, Emma. It's
I will.
always nice. Yeah, it's always nice to see you there. Yeah, I'll just play the piano. I won't even use StreamYard for that practice because sometimes the sound comes with delay, and I decided not to use StreamYard for my fitness practice and for my piano practice because it's either delayed sound with the piano on StreamYard or I am cut out. I will use StreamYard for our live class with you when you teach Kundalini or when we are doing it as a community class, but I will not use StreamYard for my individual classes that I'm running 5 times a week. So, guys, remember, like, share, and subscribe, please. Your help and support are highly appreciated. Go follow Eamma. She's in the description box, okay? And I'll see you all tomorrow. Okay, have a wonderful day and thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Bye.